Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Paint, Paper and Pellets podcast.
Hello.
I'm Caitlin Bongers and I'm here with Issy. Issy, how was your week?
My week. Oh my gosh, very chaotic and very busy. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have noticed that I've been waiting for some shipping boxes, and it occupied my whole week waiting for them. And that resulted in me staying home. Well, it's such beautiful weather outside, but I kept being afraid of missing the post guy, so I stayed home. But the weather was so good, and I spent some time in the backyard. But that's about it. I was just waiting for my shipping boxes. It's not really that exciting, but yeah.
It was more exciting than my week. As you know, I've been sick for 1.5 weeks.
I know. How are you feeling now?
It's better if you hear me coughing sometimes, or like if my words start getting like a little bit weird. That's probably because I have a cough in my throat, and that's kind of annoying. But it's getting better. I still have a little bit of a headache, but yeah, that's about it. I've been worse. Hopefully I'll be feeling somewhat normal within the next 2 days.
Yeah. Did you drink a lot of tea?
I did drink a lot of tea. So when I came back from Spain, I drank the Moroccan mint tea there.
Oh yeah, you
So
told
when I
me
came,
that
yeah,
in the
so
last
when
episode.
when I came back, I got obsessed with the Moroccan mint tea. So I've just been drinking like a lot of Moroccan mint tea with a lot of honey. I actually have some right now.
Ooh, I also have a cup of tea. But do you like Harry Potter?
I am not a hardcore fan,
Okay.
but I kind of like the world building.
Yeah,
and stuff
me
around
too.
it.
It's like I'm not a diehard fan, but I do like it. But I gotta show you this. So, here we go. Look.
Ooh, oh, that's a big mug.
It's a very big mug. I'm holding it next to my face right now, and it's maybe 2/3 of my face from chin to eyebrow. It is huge.
That's a huge mug.
That is a really huge mug.
So I think I've only seen one mug in my life that was bigger. Oh, and the one I have is bigger, I think, like the ceramic one that I have.
It's bigger than this?
Yeah, I think
No?
it's bigger.
Oh my god.
And I also, when I was in the USA, that was back in 2018. Or no, actually, it was 2016. And I bought like a mug with Trump's face on it, with like "Make America Great Again."
Stop it.
This was before Trump got elected in 2016, and I bought it as a joke to give to a family member.
That's amazing.
And it is like a huge mug. And then Trump got elected, and I was like, well, I didn't expect that to happen.
Well, that didn't go according to plan. Holy smoke, that is both absolutely ridiculous and funny at the same time.
I think that mugs holds like 800 milliliters. It's huge.
Oh, that is big. But then again, his head is big.
It was a good.
Get it.
It was a good joke.
That's amazing. But wait, are you selling that mug?
No, I'm not selling that mug.
No. I mean the mug you made.
Oh no,
that's also really big.
So I'll show it to you sometime. I didn't make it. Another ceramicist made it. I'll put a link to her page in the description. But
I thought it was a mug you made.
No. It's a very big one. I'll show a picture on it on the screen if you're watching on YouTube.
That is cool. I'm really interested. I'm a sucker for mugs. I love really cool designed looking mugs. I always I follow some ceramicists on Instagram that their specialties are mugs, and I like. Oh, I forgot the name. I'm gonna send it to you later, so maybe you can put the names in the description.
Yeah,
but
I will.
But they make Lord of the Rings mugs. And imagine like this super cool huge mug, but like in the with a carved out hobbit door and with the little sign like you see in the movies, and like, oh, I would die to have one of those. But every time she has a shop update, she's like sold out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can
You
imagine.
don't even have a chance. Oh my god, those are so amazing. I'm a sucker for mugs.
Yeah, I want to make more mugs, and I really like the ones that I've made so far. But they don't really sell that well on my webshop. I don't think people go to my webshop for mugs. I think they go to my webshop for ceramic watercolor palettes.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of mugs that I put online with the last shop update and the one before, and I brought them to markets. But I think I've sold like 3 in total so far. So
I think mugs is also a totally different kind of thing to sell, maybe. Like, I know a couple of ceramicists who exclusively make mugs, either fan made for, you know, like I said, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, those kinds of things, or like in their true unique style like you do. But then I see them only making mugs and no other ceramics like palettes.
yeah, and I do think that the mugs I've made are quite simple, but I put a lot of effort in the details, and I do think that makes them a little bit more expensive, while they do look quite simple. And I see a lot of people doing more simpler mugs, which aren't as like, how do you say it? When you look at all the little details, it takes a lot of time.
Definitely.
But maybe you can't really see it that well when you just roughly look at the mug.
Oh yeah, I get that.
So for example, the other mug that I bought from the other ceramicist, you can see that it wasn't sanded that well. So it had a little bit rough edges. And then the underside of the mug wasn't sanded here. So if you, and also not under it. So if you put it on the table and you move it across your table, you might leave scratches on the table.
Oh.
That is often what happens when like the bottom isn't properly finished
Sanded.
off. Yeah. But things like that do take a lot of time to do it for everything. So if you don't do that, then you can make your mugs cheaper, and it might be not something you immediately notice.
Yeah, but also if I would buy, for example, if I would buy your mug and it leaves scratches on my table, I would not buy from you again.
Yeah, it's something you have to look at with handmade ceramics. In the beginning, when I started doing the pellets, I always have like the little plastic nibs on the underside of my table, underside of my palette. I mostly do it because it stops the palette from moving when you put your brush on it. Because I hate it when I try to put my brush on it and the palette wobbles around. But I get a lot of comments saying like, oh, that's such a great idea. It stops the rough underside of the palette from leaving scratches on my table. And I say like, well, it shouldn't leave scratches because I've sanded it. But I kind of get like, maybe I should just put a few of these under that one mug that I have.
Yeah, but have you ever seen mugs with like
with
these
nibs? No. It's weird. Also, they probably go off if you put them in the dishwasher.
I got another ceramics question, if we have time.
I think we have time for one more.
Why are the underneaths of ceramics never glazed?
Because the glaze melts in the kiln, and if you put it on the stone plate, it melts to the plate. So it's almost never glazed.
That's why.
But you can put it on little stilts, and then of course it melts onto the stilts. But you can like break it off. But then you have like little nips on the bottom because you broke it off there, and then you have to sand that away.
Sand it again.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it is quite a hassle to put everything on little stilts.
Yeah.
Also, it makes it like just harder to load your kiln. All right, let's get into the main topic of this video.
Yes, let's do
this podcast.
Drum roll.
So, Izzy, do you
Yeah.
have any problems finding time to do art?
Oh my god, never. I do art every day, all day. No.
You had me there
uh,
for a second.
yes. Uh, some of you might know I am a new mom. My baby is now almost 9 months old, and I think I haven't had a day or an hour to myself since he's here.
Yeah, that must take a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time. Also, your whole my planning of the day before my son was born usually was planned around work. Like, I wanted to make paint, or let's say create art. I wanted to create art. I wanted to paint for like a whole afternoon. Then I would plan all the other activities: cleaning, groceries, laundry, those things. I would plan that all around that afternoon of painting. So I have whole afternoon of paint, and it would be amazing. But now I find myself in the morning walking up to my studio, grab some paint supplies to bring downstairs with the intention to paint that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just sits there on the dining table for a whole week untouched.
Yeah.
It is so hard to find time because, yes, he sleeps early. He sleeps around 6, 7 p.m. if you're lucky. And then you have the whole evening for yourself. But you're tired. You're just tired of the day. You want to have some quality time with your partner, your husband, your wife. You just want to relax and do absolutely nothing. You just sit on the couch, watch Netflix. And then the next day, it's all the same again.
Yeah. I guess I can't say that I get it because I don't have children. I do have a dog, but he's...
You do have a dog.
I do have a dog. He's looking at me right now. That's why I'm looking down. And like, what's up there, buddy? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why are you speaking in a strange language, human?
What's that? You sound different today.
You sound different.
But I do have depression. Great.
Yeah.
But that means that I get exhausted a lot. I'm tired a lot. And I often have this feeling that I just feel exhausted and I don't want to paint. But I still want to. I'm keeping it fairly light here. I don't want to go too deep into
don't go
don't go deep in my feelings. But
unless you want to, then it's a safe place.
Yeah, I think the thing is that I want to talk about having depression and feeling exhausted because I think a lot of people can relate to wanting to make art, but just feeling absolutely exhausted and tired and not having the energy to do anything at all. And then they might see my Instagram. I've been posting almost every day lately.
I've seen that, yeah.
And they might think like, okay, but this person talks about being depressed or being exhausted, yet she posts this almost every day. How's that possible? Because that's what I think when I see somebody saying, oh, I'm burnt out, but yet they post 1 or 2 YouTube videos every week. Like there's some ways that I just think like, how can they magically have the energy to do all these videos? But of course, that's not how it works. You have to find ways how to either do it anyway, or you do it in bursts, or you post old content. It's definitely not like it may look like I'm drawing all day, every day, but it's definitely not true.
That is also a side of social media that I think everybody should keep in mind, is that not everything we upload is real time. If you upload, like you say, every single day a little drawing, that doesn't mean you have been drawing every day all day. Maybe you have been drawing 5 little cute little doggos and you separate those 5 into 5 days. Maybe. I don't know, but maybe that's a possibility. But I think exactly like you say is that if you see someone posting every day, saying that they're burnt out, saying that they have no energy and have a depression maybe, and you see them post every day, doesn't that make you maybe feel even more exhausted? Because
It's,
aren't you going to like relate yourself to that person maybe?
yeah, so you can feel like, oh, this person is still posting even though they're depressed or burned out, and I'm not doing that. So I'm not as strong as they are, or I'm not
Mm,
as good. I don't have as much, um like, I don't want it as much as they want it.
yeah.
That's
See, and
how I
that makes
feel.
it dangerous. That makes it dangerous. And
Yeah.
it's not your fault that you feel that way. It's just the perception people have when others post every day. I sometimes think the same thing, and I don't have a depression. So
Hmm.
it must feel I don't know how I say that. I think that how you feel must be 10 times maybe more worse than how I feel when I think that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
think. I don't
Yeah, of
really
course, we,
know.
we can never know how somebody else feels, or if your depression is like worse or less than somebody else's, or if you're
Yeah,
yeah, you never know. But also social media can really romanticize somebody else's life, or like
exactly.
make it brighter. And that video I saw somebody make, she felt burnt out, and at some part in the video she just laid on her bed like face down, and
Hmm.
it felt like really weird to see, like, obviously she puts down a camera, then walk to her
Lays
bed,
down.
lays face down,
Yeah,
then
obviously.
sits up and puts out the camera.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was kind of funny because I can really relate to, like, just laying down on bed feeling nothing. But
Hmm.
obviously she also felt like she had to make a video. And then she was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna make a video anyways, but I'm gonna use my burnt out feelings for making a video. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna film this.
Well, I can understand it. I actually can understand it because now you relate to that person, and it also gives you a feeling that you're not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I remember when I didn't have depression, but um, I was at a very low point in my life where I developed heavy anxiety
Mm-hmm.
and panic attacks, which was really really scary. But seeing posts, and it was like Instagram 2000, I don't know, 2012 I think.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing posts of other people who were going through the same actually made me feel a little bit better because I could relate.
Yeah.
So I think it's, yes, they obviously, like every freaking reel or video you see, this is a day in my life, and then they wake up in bed like, and obviously you didn't wake up first because first you put the camera there. But they're like, oh, I just woke up, I'm getting out of bed, and magically I already have makeup on and all that other shit. But those kinds of videos, yes, they, of course, they put on the camera and it's all hashtag, quote unquote staged. Uh, but it's still nice to find content where you can think like, okay, maybe I'm not weird. There are more people like me.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Uh, so, of course, we have to say, like, it's okay to not make art when you're feeling depressed. And it's okay to not make art if you just don't want to make art on the day.
Sure.
But let's say you want to make art. For me, I'm dealing with a lot of heavy feelings, but
Mm-hmm.
I still want to make art because, first of all, I want to make it my job. And
Mm-hmm.
second of all, I know that if I try to consistently make art, it will improve my mental health and it will improve how I feel and my life. So even if I have days where I might not have the time or not have the energy, I still want to push myself to
To
make art.
create.
Yeah. And I think one of the worst things you can do for yourself is to say, okay, I have to make art every day. I have to make something good every day. I have to do this. If you have that mindset, it can get really like you put a lot of pressure on yourself. And if you just see it like, oh, maybe I have 15 minutes here. I guess I'm going to make a quick scribble in my sketchbook. Oh, I guess I have some time here. I don't really want to draw anything, but maybe I'll just make some paint swatches or something. If you look at it that way, for me, it becomes a lot easier to create. And that's something that I try to do a lot. I just have my sketchbook always with me, within like grabbing, so I don't have to get up. And then if I just have like 15 to like 20 minutes or something, I might just like grab a picture on Pinterest, grab the nearest drawing supply that I have next to me, and I'll draw with that. And I draw the first thing I see on Pinterest, just to keep like the creative muscles going.
Keep the creative flow going. I think it's a really good exercise, and it's actually like exercising, right? You have to consistently do it in order to get better and feel good, get the dopamine, get those good hormones into your brain. So I think it's a really good exercise. And I find it very good of you that even though you make it easy for yourself. And I like that. You're just telling me, okay, I have my sketchbook always with me. I just grab the nearest art supply I have and I just search the first thing on Pinterest and just go. It's very easy, very level. While maybe if I hear your story, maybe I'm making it too difficult for myself, because I have like this box of paint that I set on the table, and then I have to fill up my jars with water, and I want to protect the table from the paint, and before everything is set up, 10 minutes have already passed.
Yeah, but you paint mostly, like you don't really draw a lot.
No, I don't really. Yeah, digitally on my iPad. But you know what I find with digital art? I love it because you got the undo button.
Yeah.
And I love the undo button. But it also makes me feel like last time I made this gorgeous, gorgeous bird with some flowers. And I was like super impressed by myself that I could do this without. I had reference, but I wasn't tracing. So I had like a reference picture, but I wasn't tracing. And then a couple of days ago, I tried to recreate it, but not on my iPad, but on like actual paper. And because there's no undo button, my lines were like squiggly and just weird, and the proportions were weird. And I just got frustrated, and I was like, the hell is wrong with me? And because I felt so annoyed, I just put everything aside. I'm like, fuck it. And that feeling is still there when the next day I want to paint again. And I'm on the couch, Noah's asleep. I'm on the couch with my phone looking for references. And then like 10 minutes of scrolling, I found a reference, a beautiful picture or something. And then I'm just looking at my paints, and I have that feeling again, like the failure of last time. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to paint today. And
yeah.
that is sad.
I used to have that a lot. I've actually been thinking about that, and I think I found a way for me to work around that. Because for me, that often happens when I start a drawing, and I just want to start sketching, and I have my reference, and I start a drawing, and then I work on it for too long, and then if I don't like it, then it feels like the whole drawing session is ruined.
Yes,
because
whole drawing session.
Yeah, because you're just like you spend so much time in this one drawing, and now you feel exhausted, and you don't really want to start a new drawing, or you're afraid that the next drawing will be as bad.
Just the failure, just
Yeah.
as bad as the previous one.
As the first one. And for me, actually, what I've been doing is, first of all, I've been doing a lot more warm-ups, where I just don't care how it looks. I just want to get going. I've been setting timers for myself, actually. This is something that I've never done before.
Timers?
Yeah, I've been drawing these dogs. I have my sketchbook in front of me. I'll show a picture on the screen. If you're listening, you just have to imagine a beautifully, perfectly drawn dogs that are made within 2 minutes.
Yes, they are.
That,
Picture perfect.
let's see. Here, this is what I've been doing. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, cute. Yeah, I can see.
I think these are
I
wolves.
like the sitting one.
They are not dogs. They are wolves. I've been lying.
What big doggos.
but I've just started out with these where I take I want to draw some dogs or I want to draw some wolves, and I just find my reference, set a timer for 2 minutes, and do a quick sketch. And then after a couple while, I might move up to 4 minutes. This was done in 4 minutes, which is a big full spread. And then I was like, okay, this was 4 minutes. I really like this. Now I have a reference of something I sketched myself.
Yeah.
With the right proportions. Maybe if I want to take this and put more time into it. I mean, I definitely could take this and just paint over it and make it a finished piece. Yeah. Or I could use this as reference, start over on a beautiful piece of watercolor paper, and then try to make a finished piece or a longer drawing out of that one. And because I've already done a couple of pages that just took me 10 to 15 minutes. This was 4 minutes and it's a whole spread. I feel I did a lot in 4 minutes.
I also find it very, very talented that in 4 minutes you could even see the expression on those dogs. Dogs.
Yeah, so that was the trick. I spent way too much time on the face, and then I had to be
way too much time, she says. It is 2 minutes. What? 2 minutes? 4 minutes?
4 minutes.
My God, too much time, she says.
Okay, but I did 3 minutes on the faces, and then I was like, I have 1 minute left to do both the rest of the bodies.
That's amazing.
And because there's so much detail in the face. You look at the face and you don't really look at the rest of the body.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
So it actually works.
It works great. Because the focal point, the whole thing is about the two faces.
And what really helps for me is that now I have filled a couple of pages in a really quick way. So I felt like I already accomplished a couple of things. And then if I spend some more time on another drawing, and maybe that one won't turn out that great, I don't feel as bad because I feel like I've already done more since I've already done a couple of pages. So for me, that really works. And also just getting into a drawing session with the idea, okay, I'm going to set a timer. I'm just going to go. I'm going to pump out some ugly drawings because I only have 2 minutes. Makes it for me less pressure to start. I don't feel like I have to make a beautiful piece because I have 2 minutes, and in those 2 minutes that dog has to be on the page.
Yeah, that's true. It's actually a really great exercise.
Yeah,
maybe I should try that too.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I did this before, but before I couldn't do it in 2 minutes. 2 minutes would be too little time for me to draw a whole dog. So I think before I did 4 minutes for one dog. You kind of have to, it has to be for you fast enough that you feel like you have to hurry, but not that fast that you feel like you can't complete a drawing every time you do it. It's fine if you don't complete a drawing once in a while. I actually also, if the timer goes off and I did 2 minutes and I feel okay, but I want to do one more line here and one more line here, I'll take an extra 10 seconds.
Yeah. Just do the lines.
Yeah. But I feel like this exercise is really great when I don't have a lot of time,
Mm-hmm.
or if I feel like down and I don't want to think. I'm just like, okay,
Just go for
I'm
it.
not creative right now. I'll just grab a reference and I set the timer and then I'm done.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's actually because I've been sick the last 1.5 week, and I've drawn each day.
You did,
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually don't think I've drawn every day for years, because I was always like just feeling down, and I would just stay in bed or I would do other things. I don't know. There were many days that I wasn't drawing, and then when you haven't drawn in like 1.5 week because you were feeling sick, it's really hard to get back into it. But if you can manage to do it like a little bit every day, it will just keep in your mind, and you'll be thinking about drawing, and you want to get back into it like the next time you sit down to draw.
Yeah. I'm really happy you found this exercise that works for you.
Yeah, and it definitely works for me now, and it might not work for me every time.
No, I get that. But you see a lot of these type of challenges on Instagram, like 100-day challenge, 30-day challenge, or just to paint every single day or to draw every single day. And sometimes I will participate. Yeah, but even that is hard for me. Like, you have like, oh yeah, 30 days. I'm gonna upload 30 days, and it only needs to be a piece that it took 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, I can do that. I have 5 minutes. That's not a problem. But then I spend too much time thinking about what I want to draw, and after I drew or painted, I spend too much time taking pictures. Because you want to upload it, taking pictures, editing the pictures, uploading the pictures, write the caption. So eventually it would take a lot longer than 5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
And then like after 7 days, maybe something happens that you missed a day. And then I'm the type of person that, okay, if I miss a day, never mind then. I'm just then I just quit.
I actually started, I don't know if you've seen this on Instagram, but I've started the 100 days challenge.
Did you now?
Yeah, like a month back I started it.
Maybe I missed that.
Yeah, it's very likely that you missed it because I posted like 4 days.
That explains it. See? That is what I do too. But the thing is, I am so determined, to complete at least a month, at least a 30-day challenge. Some challenges aren't even for every day, but like you have a theme of a week or for the week. And then you just every day you do a tiny little thing for that week. But even that somehow, even before Noah, somehow I can never finish, which frustrates me also. Because why can I not stick to something that sounds so easy?
I have exactly the same. Last year I think I did like the Inktober or October challenge. I did it. I did like a daily pattern design, and I think I got till day 24. So that's pretty far. It's like almost done. And then I didn't finish it. And then like after a month, I said, okay, I just need to do like the last 7. I'm gonna do it now. And then I did 2 more, and then I quit again. So I never finished it.
See?
Yeah, I almost. And with the 100-day challenge, like I think the problem was I made all these little squares for myself. And then I was like, okay, every day I will draw a building on a square.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep it very simple. Like I can just grab a pencil and doodle a building in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But then I drew a bunch of buildings, and then I didn't want to draw buildings anymore.
Yeah, see? I'm the same way. Like, why can I not stick to something? It's the same every single time.
I do.
I am happy I can actually finish a collection of paints.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm making a color, and then when it's done, I'm just so tired of the color. I don't want to make it anymore. And then people ask me, oh, is it gonna be restocked? And I'm like, no, I don't want to restock it because I don't want to make it again. And now I am starting to restock some old colors.
Yeah.
But those are colors that I started with maybe 2 years ago, and I haven't made them in a long time. So then it doesn't feel as tiring anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But like, dude, why can I not just stick to that?
I actually think of picking back up the 100-day challenge, but I might just say like, I'm gonna post like a tiny drawing or like something, whatever I want to do every day, and I might just plan ahead. Like if I, because I've been using the Facebook Meta Business Suite, something where you can plan your Instagram
Oh yeah, your Instagram posts.
posts. Mm-hmm. So I have been drawing every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I might do something like, because I'm drawing every day anyways, I'm gonna post it every day for 100 days. But I still feel like I cannot do that. Like it's so simple because I already have the drawing and I only need to make the picture and the post.
Yeah, but maybe it's the pressure again. Like we're giving it a name, 100-day challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, challenge. Whoa, pressure. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and then now I've been drawing every day, but I don't know. Maybe I missed a day. I don't really remember actually. But then, if I give it a name and I have to do it every day,
Mm-hmm.
maybe at one point I'll skip a day and I feel terrible about it.
What if, since you're drawing every day anyway, you just do what you are doing now? If you have a bad day, don't draw then,
Mm-hmm.
And then don't put the 100-day challenge on it yet until you have like 100 little drawings.
Yeah, I thought maybe I should just make like the I don't know the English word for this, but maybe I should make a challenge that is like 100 days, but they don't have to be days after each other. It's just like the 100 challenge, but it's like you can take breaks. And then you just continue doing it until you have 100.
Yeah, it's like 100 days of drawing and it took half a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great challenge name. That I will copyright that. 100 days of drawing and it took half a year.
That's my gift to you.
But something like that. Let me think about it. And then when we have the perfect challenge, me and Izzy will both do it.
Definitely. And you can join.
Yes.
No, but seriously, I was thinking about that. Like, the people are always making challenges. Like, oh, I'm doing this challenge hosted by that and that person. And I love it. But I'm like, why aren't we making this challenge? I actually already made a challenge for people, and that is pigment roulette.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know pigment roulette?
Have
you played pigment roulette yet?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. It's so fun. Okay, this is what you do. You blindly pick. Oh, you can let Doggo pick.
No, Doggo.
You blindly pick 3 colors, and it could be paint, it could be pencil, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. 1. She's doing pigment roulette. 2.
God, I hope I don't have a green.
3. Okay, you got 3.
Oh, that's red, and green is yellow.
With those 3 paints, you're gonna either mix them together to create a whole new color and make a painting of that, or at least use only these 3 in your next painting.
Okay, that's good. I'll try it out. I have like magenta, pyrrole deep red, and chartreuse yellow. I think this one is like a greenish yellow. Not sure.
That is gonna be interesting because you have 2 really reddish colors.
Yeah. I think if I just mix this, because I think I have like a pinkish red and an orangey red, so that will just make like, and I have like a greenish yellow, so I think if I mix this is just brown.
It's gonna be muddy.
Yeah.
But that's the fun and that's the challenge, make something pretty out of it.
Oh yeah, this
You
is
can.
definitely like a greenish yellow.
Oh yeah,
You
that's
can see.
definitely, yeah.
Okay, I'll take these three and I'll
It's really fun.
and I'll at least mix them together. If that's like my minimal goal for this challenge, is making some mixes with these.
You can definitely do something with that. I started pigment roulette with pigments, obviously, where I blindly just pick 3 pigments out of my stash and then create a whole new color. And it actually resulted on one of my latest paints.
Because of course sometimes you can just use very little of one and then use more of the others.
Of the other.
And then you can get like, but you'll probably still see the one that you added a little bit. So
obviously.
You'll still get like an interesting color.
You can have a whole range of colors. You can even just do swatches, like 90% of this color and then 10% of this. And then what color do we have then? Yay!
That is quite a fun way to get started. I think that's a nice kickstart back into our challenge when you want to paint, but you feel like really stressed out and stuck because you have like pressure and you want to make something gorgeous. Maybe you should just do the pigment roulette challenge. Pick a few colors and just start mixing
blindly.
them.
That's important that you do it blindly. The thing is about picking blindly is that I found myself when I was mixing pigments, I found myself always grabbing similar colors or the same pigments, and I never found a whole new mix. It was always something with ultramarine because ultramarine granulates and it's pretty. So pigment roulette actually helped me, let go of preferences you might have without even knowing. So if you pick blindly and you pick 3, those are the 3 paints or the 3 colors that you just got to work with. There is no other external color. It's just that your world only exists now of these 3 colors.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, it's actually a really, really good challenge. And maybe I should, even for myself, just bring it back and see if other people also want to join. A lot of paint makers have joined, which was really fun. But it's also something for artists.
Yeah, definitely.
Yay, 2 thumbs up.
I've put them on my palette, and now I can stare at them. And when we've
that purple is gorgeous. It looks purple.
I think it's magenta. Magenta. Yeah, was not sure how to pronounce it. Yeah, I think it's magenta. Like the really yellow pretty. Is like really green.
That's really, really green.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting because I have been doing trying out new color palettes because when I work naturally, I'll use a lot of like warm yellow and pink and maybe like a bright sky blue kind of color scheme. And I've been trying to use like muted greens in my work more and maybe dark grays. And I think there are a lot of really interesting color schemes that I can come up with that I just like. There's so much more that you can do than just using like pinks and light blues, and like there's so much possible.
There is a lot of possible, but somehow our brains are always wired to
I like this, I want more of this.
I like this, I want more of this. Yeah, exactly. Even with the mixing of your paint, it's always 50% of this color and 50% of that color. But it doesn't have to be like that.
No, you can actually just make like a really dark gray and add like a little blob of blue, and then you'll suddenly have like a really cool bluish gray, and that can bring a lot.
So beautiful.
It can bring a lot to your piece instead of using just a blue or just a gray.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually learn a lot about these in gouache tutorials when they're making landscapes. It's like when the sun is setting, you have the blue on top, and then they go down into the oranges and red and purples and stuff. Before the color hits the horizon, a lot of gouache artists actually put a tiny little bit of purple in their paint mix.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole horizon looks a lot more natural.
Oh.
Because of the tiny little purple hue.
Yeah.
And then they had this like left and right where you have the classic blue to reddish sunset. And then they had the same on the right side, but then with a tiny bit of purple right where the horizon meets the land.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa.
So you don't.
It just blew me away.
Yeah, so you don't have that clash between colors, so it neutralizes
Exactly.
it a
It
little
neutralizes it a bit, but it looks so natural.
Yeah.
It can really set the tone of your whole painting.
I'm looking at my list because I made like a little list for this podcast. And
we went from finding time for your art to challenges.
Yeah, but I think that challenges is a really great
it's a great way to find
time. If you're like, okay, I'm setting a challenge for myself, I'm just going to draw every day for 30 days. That can be great. Just for us, we've never sticked to those challenges. So for us...
That's why I thought maybe you should host a challenge for people like us.
Yeah, we should do like the 100 not really days challenge where you...
That took half a year.
Yeah. Something like that. And then you I don't know if people would actually finish it, but maybe it would work because you're not... But maybe people would be like, oh, but I can skip, so I'll just skip all the time. I don't know. We'll have to think about it.
We will find out the details, but I like the idea.
All right, I have one more that might help, which is, we've maybe talked about it a little bit, but having easy supplies ready to go for when you want to paint or draw, that it's easy for you to get into. So, for example, my partner, Tom, he always has to clean the kitchen after we ate. So we make dinner, we eat, then Tom goes to clean the kitchen. Because...
Good man.
If he wants to take another sandwich or he wants to make breakfast in the morning and the kitchen is not cleaned, he doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to have to clean the kitchen first to make something food and then have to clean it again. And
my husband is the same. He does that too.
And I think that's the same with art. Like, I don't want to sit down at my art desk to paint if I first have to clean my desk.
Ooh, maybe this would definitely help me.
And if you just have like a space, it doesn't have to be fully cleaned, but you need to have a space where you can easily grab, like, oh, I have my paper here, I have a sketchbook here, I can just pick a colored pencil and start drawing, or I have some art supplies ready next to each other, which I can easily grab and start. Like, you need to have a space where your sketchbook fits, where you can start drawing. And that's why I'm also always like, I always fill up these little sketchbooks really fast, because I have space on my computer desk for a little sketchbook. And I always have space to put it there. So I can always grab it and start drawing. While with a big sketchbook, I need to clean my entire desk to fit it. And I never do that. So a small sketchbook it is. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I'm actually thinking. I spend a lot of time right now downstairs with Noah in his little play area, and I'm sitting on the couch watching him. So maybe instead of forcing myself to go to the dining table, clear out the dining table, because right now it's full of packages. I don't have space to paint. So maybe I should, next to the couch, I have a little table, maybe just have a little sketchbook, a pen, not a pencil, because last podcast you told me about pencil gives you the opportunity to erase, and you actually get better at drawing if you do not have the option to erase.
Yeah.
So no pencil. Maybe I should put a pen there, and maybe some of those water-soluble wax sticks. And a water pen. that's actually enough, right?
Yeah, to do some quick sketches, and it will also help you with like, because you always want to make like big finished pieces and then you feel
Yeah.
sad of how it turns out. It will
Yeah.
definitely also help you make smaller pieces because you'll be working at the couch. So it's not really that practical to make big pieces.
No, exactly. Ben actually made, years ago, he made me a little like table that you can put on your lap.
Yeah.
With the legs, what people use for their laptop or like breakfast in bed. But then he made it so that you could rise up the top and it would be a drawing table, which I thought was so cool. But when I was sitting on the couch with that table and the drawing table up, it's so wobbly.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting on the couch. So that didn't work.
It
Unless
was a good
it was
idea.
a small sketchbook. It was a great idea, but not, even an A5 sketchbook was just too wobbly. It should be something small. I actually have a lot of small sketchbooks. So,
you can also just tape a piece of paper maybe on it.
I also need to be up from the couch very quickly if Noah, either falls or he has something. And when I mean falls, I mean when he just tumbles over on his little playmat. I don't mean he falls from anything. I'm not a bad mom. Don't come for me.
He's not falling off the stairs every day.
He's not falling from... Not every day. That's a joke, people. That's a joke. But yeah, maybe just a small sketchbook and like a little pouch of easy access simple art. How do you call it? Simple art supplies?
Yeah, just something that's convenient.
Yeah, maybe I should do that. I think that would really help me.
I use a lot of these
from your tips.
I use a lot of these Tombow markers. They're water soluble, and
really?
I just use them to like block out quick an under sketch for my drawing, and then later you can reactivate them with water, or you can, like, if I have a color like this is a purple, I might go over with a yellow to neutralize it. So that's what I use a lot to bring some quick color in my sketches when I can't work with paint.
That's cool.
And they're like really, because they have like brush tips.
Oh yeah.
They are just like really, they're a quick, convenient medium. The only thing I don't like about them is that they're not refillable. And I go through them quite quickly. But something like that works for me really well, to just have a sketchbook on my lap and start sketching and be loose. So yeah, that's...
I like it. I am going to use your tip, and maybe next episode I will give you my thoughts.
Yeah?
Yeah, and my experience. Yeah.
If you, the listener, has any tips for how you find time to make art, or maybe if you're struggling to make art and none of our tips help, maybe you can tell us about your specific situation and we can figure something out. Or if you have other ways to deal with like having not enough time to make art, let us know. We'd love to hear.
We'd love to hear, because maybe what you do would be like such an eye-opener for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Be like, whoa, that's amazing.
And since we learn all our knowledge from the internet, we have to read it somewhere. You are our source on the internet that will teach us.
Yes, we will also just put your name down as a source.
Yes.
Source, Wikipedia, and this person.
All right, and I really enjoyed this podcast. I'm glad I didn't cough too much. It went quite well.
You didn't actually. You sound very good.
I don't feel very good, but I'm glad I sound very good.
Ooh, let's wrap it up then.
Yes, I'm going to bed. So thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Me and Izzy will be back very soon with another podcast.
Yes.
And we'll hope to see you there again. Bye-bye.
Bye.